Creating a fully functional scale model of a car from scratch is no small feat. It's not just about miniature aesthetics or assembling pre-made parts, it's about precision engineering, patience, and a deep understanding of how a real car operates. That's what makes this particular story so jaw-dropping. One man has managed to build an entire scale car, complete with a working internal combustion engine, all for about $7,000. What's even more incredible is that it wasn't built in a high-tech laboratory or factory, it was handcrafted with simple tools, deep passion, and an extraordinary level of skill. At the heart of this build lies more than just metal and mechanics, there's a sense of artistry. Unlike mass-manufactured miniatures or remote control cars that you might find on the market, this model isn't just about motion, it's about mechanical authenticity. The car actually works just like its full-sized counterpart. It has a real transmission system, a functioning clutch, and a fully engineered fuel-powered engine. The builder didn't settle for shortcuts. Every gear, rod, piston, and bolt was crafted and assembled to mirror the real thing on a tiny scale. Channels like Schwanchi Engine are doing something truly special by capturing these amazing processes and sharing them with the world. With millions of viewers hooked by the sheer complexity and beauty of these small-scale marvels, their work has inspired both car lovers and mechanical engineering enthusiasts alike. Watching the process unfold, from sketching blueprints to machining individual parts, is like witnessing an orchestra in motion, except every instrument is being made from scratch before the music even begins. What makes this particular build so fascinating is that it blends both old-school craftsmanship and modern precision. There's no reliance on commercial kits or off-the-shelf parts. Instead, the engine block is cast and machined manually. The pistons are carved out of aluminum, balanced, and fitted with genuine compression rings. The transmission, typically one of the most complicated parts of a car, is built gear by gear. Each element requires exact tolerances, even the slightest miscalculation could cause the entire system to fail. This level of detail is where many other projects fall short. You often see scale cars that look accurate from the outside, but inside, they're hollow or filled with simplified components. That's not the case here. This scale car doesn't just look like a car, it behaves like one. It starts, idles, revs, and drives. The tiny crankshaft rotates in sync with the pistons. The clutch engages with a miniature flywheel. It's an internal combustion engine in the truest sense, only at a fraction of the original size. The cost of $7,000 might sound steep for a hobby project, but when you consider what goes into it, the tools, materials, time, and expertise, it's surprisingly affordable. Imagine how much a full-size car engine costs to build. Now imagine building something just as complex, but smaller than a suitcase. It requires more than money, it demands dedication. The builder likely spent hundreds of hours researching, prototyping, and refining every component. This isn't just a weekend project, it's a long-term journey. One of the most compelling aspects of this project is the way it brings mechanical engineering to life. Too often, engineering is seen as dry or overly technical. But when you watch someone create a fully functional scale car, suddenly the subject becomes vivid and accessible. It's no longer about textbooks or diagrams, it's about seeing how pistons create power, how fuel ignites, and how energy is transferred to wheels. In a sense, this project becomes a living textbook, making complex concepts simple through visual demonstration. For younger audiences or aspiring engineers, these types of videos can be deeply educational. They show the practical side of engineering, where theory meets reality. They also demonstrate the importance of trial and error. Not everything works the first time. Gears strip, engines misfire, parts don't fit. But that's all part of the process. And watching someone persist through these challenges can be more motivating than any classroom lecture. It's also worth noting the importance of craftsmanship in an increasingly digital world. With so much automation and mass production, we often lose touch with how things are actually made. Projects like this are a reminder that with the right tools and knowledge, humans can still build extraordinary machines with their hands. There's a kind of poetic beauty in watching someone file down a gear tooth or adjust a tiny valve. It's a celebration of human capability. The CHUANQI engine channel stands as a shining example of what's possible when you combine mechanical skill with storytelling. Their videos are not just technical showcases, they're cinematic experiences. You can see the pride in the builder's eyes, the careful placement of each part, and the triumphant moment when the engine roars to life for the first time. It's a kind of magic that never gets old. And then there's the broader cultural impact. In a world where fast content and short attention spans dominate the internet, this channel offers something different. It invites viewers to slow down, to appreciate the details, to marvel at what can be achieved with focus and patience. There's no flashy CGI or artificial excitement, just raw, real craftsmanship. That authenticity resonates with viewers across the globe, cutting through language and cultural barriers. This build also opens up fascinating possibilities for the future. As 3D printing and CNC machines become more accessible, more people may be inspired to build their own functional models. But even with technology, there's no replacing the human touch. It's the builder's intuition and experience that guide the design. Tools can assist, but they can't think. That's why the work of creators like this remains so valuable. It bridges the gap between tradition and innovation. The video is more than a display of talent, it's an invitation to dream bigger. It shows what's possible with patience and passion. Whether you're an engineer, a car enthusiast, a student, or simply someone who appreciates fine work, this project speaks to something universal, the joy of creating something meaningful with your own hands. And perhaps most importantly, it reminds us that scale doesn't determine significance. Just because something is small doesn't mean it's any less complex or impressive. In fact, the smaller the scale, the more impressive the detail. This car may fit on a table, but it contains the heart of a real machine. It's an engineering masterpiece, a mechanical jewel, and a testament to what one person can achieve with vision and skill. So if you haven't already, consider supporting creators like Xuanqi Engine. Subscribe to their channel, share their content, and let others see the kind of craftsmanship that often goes unnoticed. Because behind every incredible project is a person who dared to imagine, who stayed up late working, and who believed that even the smallest engine can leave a big impression.